Keir Starmer now says he's the guy that's going to control our borders. The same Keir Starmer that decriminalised illegal immigration, has prioritised illegals over our own good people, has thrown them into hotels and generally prioritised them for housing as well, and wanted to make sure that anyone who spoke out against illegal immigration was called far right and put in prison. But now suddenly he's all for it. He also says that those arriving in our country should speak English. Maybe he could go to Birmingham or Bradford or Luton or Leicester or any other of his voting areas and say that, because none of them will
What truly shocked viewers was Hopkins' ability to mix humor with harsh truth. She exposed how Starmer once fought aggressively against anyone who raised concerns about immigration, how he wanted critics prosecuted, silenced, and labeled extremists. She reminded the public that this was not ancient history, this was the same man who now pretends to be tough on borders. Her commentary felt less like a political jab and more like a mirror held up to Labour's contradictions. For many watching, this moment felt bigger than a political argument, it felt like a cultural shift.
Here, my director of strategy, who's a right ginger, has said that I should explain our new policy on migration very simply. So before, we loved illegals. We couldn't get enough of illegals. Illegals, come, welcome. I helped bring them in. I put them in hotels. I also love a Rwandan. I love me a stubby Rwandan. In fact, I love all illegals because they are the ones that vote for us. So if you go to any of the Labour strongholds, Luton, Leicester, Birmingham, Bradford, all you'll find is Muslims, and we can buy their vote for 20 quid. But then we got beaten by reform. So now we say, we cannot stand illegals. We are the ones that will control the border. You can trust us. We will stop them.
Hopkins tapped into the exhaustion of people who feel ignored, sidelined, or dismissed for years. She transformed their frustrations into a single, powerful message: we see what you're doing, and we're not falling for it anymore. And that message spread with wildfire speed. Even people who normally disagree with Hopkins found themselves nodding at the undeniable hypocrisy she exposed. By the time night fell, the reaction had grown from shock to something deeper, a sense that Labour's carefully polished narrative was beginning to crack. Political analysts warned that moments like this, unexpected, viral, and emotionally charged, can reshape elections. Because once the public sees a leader's contradictions in such a raw, unfiltered way, it becomes nearly impossible to rebuild trust. And Starmer's sudden shift on immigration is raising more questions than answers. The truth is simple: Britain is tired. Tired of leaders who say one thing, do another, and expect the country to applaud. Hopkins didn't create this frustration, she gave it a voice. She forced Starmer to confront the promises he broke, the policies he shaped, and the people he ignored. And for millions watching, that confrontation felt long overdue. So as the dust settles, one thing is absolutely clear: this wasn't just a viral moment, it was a wake-up call. A reminder that leadership means consistency, courage, and honesty, not convenient reinvention when the polls start to dip. And as Britain watches Starmer scramble to rebrand himself yet again, the question hanging over the nation tonight is simple but devastating: if he couldn't defend our borders then, why should anyone believe he can defend them now? Think about what this means politically. Starmer has spent months positioning himself as the calm, competent alternative to the chaos of previous governments. But moments like this challenge that image. To some, he appeared detached, more focused on maintaining composure than addressing the anger that led to the outburst. Meanwhile, Tory MPs are seizing the moment, framing the incident as proof that Labour is out of touch with its base. Commentators are asking whether this could become a turning point, a sign that the honeymoon period between Starmer and the public is over. And that's why this story matters. This wasn't just a loud interruption in Parliament. It was a symbolic crack in the carefully curated image Starmer has built, a reminder that public frustration can erupt at any moment, and that leaders are expected to face it head-on. So, what do you think? Was this a legitimate act of protest or just a chaotic stunt? And more importantly, did Keir Starmer pass the test, or did he just reveal that he's vulnerable under pressure?